Sector Commander, have you made any arrests? But your security people saw the people. You engaged them. You didn't, none of them was wounded. None of them was arrested. Does that speak well of the operation?
Oh, well, I thought this 0.0 point.
But let me promise you, Riom will not come down.
Amen.
By the grace of God, we will use every means at our disposal to make sure that this genocide comes to an end.
Amen.
I don't know who will tell me that what happened yesterday is farmers' herders clash. This is an act of terrorism. This is pure genocide. And I can assure you that we'll escalate this matter.
Sir, to your notice, I'm not against the commander, but the commander is not consistent in his whole statement. Yesterday he said a different thing, and today he's giving you a different report. What the youth leader said is what he said yesterday, that the Fulani that we are coming here overpower their men and they block their men so they don't have entrance to this community, and that led this massacre. So I want to tell you again that I said it yesterday to the GOC, and I'm repeating it today in the hearing of the commander, that his men are busy supporting Fulani even in grazing. And farmland destruction is continuing without any hindrance.
To the best of my knowledge, this place, starting from Shonung to Lua to Fang to Bachi to Massive, has had and has been under attack since 1996. But this particular one beats my imagination. It truly beats my imagination, what I'm hearing. It appears, sir, that I do know we have good soldiers and we have good military people, but there are certainly some bad eggs, and the bad ones are really bad. I think they need to fish those out and get them out. Sometime in the past we have asked if the soldiers will not protect us, leave us alone and see if we can find one. Otherwise, it does not make sense. You are said to come and defend these people, and the people are being killed right on their nose.
The security agencies that are stationed up here, they are here. This is the road that security agencies have. This is the church. Almost getting to 1 hour, they are trying to have access to this church, and security agents are here. We are all hidden here. We just hide, but we saw them. They just give them back up. That's just the truth. I'm an eyewitness of what happened. So they started the active operation around 3:30 a.m. That is on Tuesday. Honestly, they are falling houses. Some are going there with their machetes, some with gun, shooting people, some with carpet spraying on the houses. When they shoot, then the fire just burn the house. And honestly, they are just watching at them. Nothing had happened, and we're seeing them. Around 5 p.m., some of the security came for reinforcement, and we saw them. This reinforcement, they just reinforced how to help and kill more of our people.
How come these people do it and they go? In the case of Benue, it was when the president said, you mean they did not arrest anybody?
Yes, that was
then
when
the police
had the IG come out.
Paraded some suspects. The question is, what happened to the suspect afterwards? And why didn't the police arrest those people until the president spoke? Am I missing something there? So, all hands must have to be on deck.
Yes.
We need to look into this critically and see. Very soon, a lot of people will come and challenge the governor and say he doesn't know what he said when he mentioned genocide.
Exactly.
But What does this look like? You that in your eye, you know, some people say, oh, let's be fair and balanced, let's be this and that. Okay, I've put the analysis. Consistent serial killing of a particular group of people. It's not that it's for crime or criminal. It's not that they're coming to steal from them. They don't cut away their property. But they just kill them and go. Or did they collect? Okay, maybe they collect land for them.
No,
so
I mean
the houses are still left.
The houses are still there. The people, we have
so they kill them.
Of the people.
So it's not that they cutted away property and all of that. So the houses are still there.
Yeah.
So what is that? As a right-thinking member of society, see.
Where are the visuals?
The truth has to be said. In section 14 of the Constitution, the reason why we surrender our sovereignty to the government is for protection and security of lives. The moment people start to doubt the capacity of the government to protect them, it's an anarchy situation, and I don't want that. That's why this conversation about let people get guns, because if you say people should get guns, then for me, I might be wrong, it's a contravention of section 14 of the Constitution that says the security of people, of life and property, sole responsibility of the government. Yeah. In other climes where people get guns like America, is because that was written into the Constitution. And it was written into the Constitution for a specific reason. So that people do not have the autonomy of violence over the other. And that's why there's an amendment in the Constitution that deals with the capacity to be able to bear firearms.
Yeah.
So please, we would like to call on the government.
Right.
Section 14, do something. I mean, you can't have people live in their neighborhoods and societies petering out. Again, what is the definition of a genocide?
Around 3 a.m., this community was attacked by the attackers, and of course, we thought the place was going to be protected, as the security men from the Sector 6 came with 2 gun trucks, and I was satisfied that my people are well protected.
Sincerely, it is very sad and unfortunate that up to today, these things have not come to an end. You have just witnessed, you've gone around together here, you've seen the dead bodies yourself. 27 people lying down.
While security personnel from different agencies were seen on the ground, the locals blamed them for late response, alleging complicity.
In fact, there was an early warning information, but we called. We didn't get response. If to say the security responded at the time we called them, this wouldn't have happened.
This is part of the collusion and the complicity of the security agents that have been sent to respond to a distress calls, but they couldn't, and it led to this. The present STF commander, the sector commander, that is here in Rio. Sincerely, we are not comfortable with this man. We must commend the STF operatives that were stationed at SOAP, because if not that they have stood their ground, the actually fatality would have been higher than this.
In other crimes, you have the federal police, you have the state police, and you have county police. Even universities in other crimes have their own police system. And until we begin to do this and forget about whatever resources we will spend and protect lives and properties of citizens, we'll be doing nothing.
I am calling on the governor as the chief security of this state. He should do something to Riom local government. He should do something to these people. People are becoming homeless. People are becoming fatherless. People are becoming motherless.
You see why I'm very angry at what is happening in Plateau. Now the Fulani chairman have come out in Mangu, the governor's hometown, to threaten the governor that they should take a message to the governor to tell him that already they have come to stay in Mangu. That Mangu people cannot chase them, the Fulanis, out of the Mangu. Instead, they will chase the Mangu people out of Mangu. That for them to be chased out of Mangu, that both them and the Mangu people will lose the community. What effrontery! A tenant turning to landlord overnight. Now VDM has been vindicated. All of you that are bad-mounting VDM, go and listen to this video. I'll post it on the platform. Listen to it and you see what is happening. What effrontery, what gods. And yet, nothing's been done about this Fulani. Is that not fishy? People that are unaliving the life of citizens, coming out boldly in a broad daylight to be threatening the governor by telling him that they own Mango, they must stay in Mango, is a must, that nobody can chase them out of Mango. For them to leave Mango, everybody will leave Mango. What a threat. And watch it, nothing will be done on this. It will be swept under the carpet, nothing will be done. And yet, some of you gullible Plateau people will come after VDM to insult him. Now he's being vindicated. Come out again. You should hide your face in the mud. All of you should be ashamed of yourself. What effrontery. A tenant in your state. That's why I like other vibrant governors. The people I enjoy in Plateau are Langtang people. Let the Fulani go and make this threat in Langtang. Let me see if all of them will come out alive. Let them go to Langtang. Do you see? You make your community vulnerable for somebody, a stranger, to come and be threatening in your father's land. That's a slap. That's an act of cowardice.
Good day to our viewers all over the world and welcome back to Local Journal. You see, the trend and pattern of this whole Fulani killing going on in the country is no longer funny. And the painful thing inside this whole thing is that these guys carry on their attack with no one challenging them or arresting them. Look at the killing that happened in Benue State just last month. It's barely 3 weeks that over 200 people were unalive in Benue State, and now over 60 people are being unalive in Riom local government of Plateau State again. What is really the problem of these people? Is it that they don't like peace or what? And now the security operatives that are supposed to even repel the attack and arrest these people are even the one that the villagers are accusing to be complicit in this whole situation. According to what the villagers are saying in the video, they got an intel that this attack was going to happen and they informed the security agents and their respective agencies in charge of their local areas. But instead of doing everything they can to repel this attack and protect the villagers, all they did was to give these Fulani guys the cover so that they can carry on the attack and unalive people. From this whole thing that is going on, the Nigerian military has been infiltrated and there are no two ways to it. You can even hear the governor asking the security operatives that are there that they saw the people, they saw the attackers during the attack. Why is it that they were not repelled, and why is it that nobody has been arrested after this whole unaliving? And we can all see the inconsistent and incoherent reply the military man gave back to the governor. If a southerner is on the throne and things like this are happening, these guys cannot be checkmated. They carry out sporadic attack unhinged, they behave anyhow, they unalive anybody they want to unalive, and they keep on grabbing people's ancestral land. What then will be the case if a Fulani man comes back on the throne? And why are these little individuals more powerful in this country? Why is it that nobody can tell them to stop? Why is it that nobody can tell them that enough is enough? Even during the Benue killing the other time, the security agencies were not even ready to make any arrest, if not for the intervention of the president that asked them if they had made any arrest. He asked them that incident like this happened and no arrest had been made. And it was after then that the security chief swung into action. Security is the primary responsibility of every government, and the security agencies are the ones saddled with this responsibility. Do you need the president to tell you that you must make an arrest if something like that was committed, if a mayhem and a massacre of that magnitude is unleashed on a particular ethnic group? But before they swung into action, the president had to give them order. Does it even make any sense? This is to tell you that even the security agency and even the government are powerless. And if the federal government are in control of all the whole security agencies in Nigeria that are in charge of security in Nigeria are scared of these people, what then is the fate of a sitting governor? We can all see how the governor's speech lacks courage. Even he himself is confused and lacks what to do because he doesn't have the power. And it's no news that even the governor himself had been threatened by the Fulani because they told him that he cannot chase the Fulanis from Plateau State. Instead, they will chase him away from Plateau State. Does it mean that Nigerians are now at the mercy of these Fulani people or what? You see, when these people were giving these guys presidential pardon and they rehabilitated them and incorporated them into the military, people came out and told the late Buhari government to stop what they were doing. The Fulani generals that we had in the army then, and even some of Buhari's cabinet members, were allegedly doing that intentionally so that they can infiltrate the army, because this whole agenda of capturing Nigeria and making it an Islamic caliphate can be done and achieved if the army is infiltrated. And with the pattern and trend of attack and the series of allegations against the military, we can no longer doubt but admit that this is an agenda. So let me leave us to watch the remaining part of the video, and as we do, don't forget to drop your own comment, and please also kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel.
Have you wondered why no politician can openly come out to condemn the Fulani Herdsmen? I will tell you now. There is this one group called Meyetiala. The head of Meyetiala is Sultan of Sokoto. They are called Cattle Breeders Association. It was formed in 1979. So no matter how the Fulani Herdsmen kill people, no single politician that have ambition to become a president in Nigeria can come out to condemn such thing, because if you dare to talk against the Fulanis or the Fulani Herdsmen, you are talking against Sultan of Sokoto. And any statement that you made concerning those people that are in the bush, those Fulani Herdsmen that are in the bush, that statement is also reflecting to Sultan of Sokoto. You understand now? So all these people, because of their political ambition, they don't want to offend Sultan of Sokoto. Because if you talk anything against Sultan of Sokoto, the Hausa people have so much respect for the man. If you talk anything against him, you are going there for campaign. They will wait for you there. Are you getting something right now? So that is why not even the president, because the president is also preparing for a second term, he cannot stand up and condemn the Fulani Herdsmen. He can never declare them terrorists as a terrorist. Because if he declare the Fulani Herdsmen as a terrorist, he also declaring Sultan of Sokoto as a terrorist, because he is the head of the Fulani Herdsmen. And I will read some statements from this from the chairman of the Meyetiala for you, so that you will become more surprised than what you know before. From today, because the video will be too long, so I'm going to cut it.
On Monday, we had an information that some Fulani herdsmen are around these bushes. So we informed the security agencies. They came here early on Monday and we had a discussion with them. They really promised us that they are here for us and they will protect us. Around 5 p.m. that day, we saw them advancing to this community, all around, from this side and from this side. And we still informed the security, and the security were here present. They stationed into 2 groups. Some of the groups are around primary school here, and another group is up here. These Fulani herdsmen started shooting around 8:30 p.m. on Monday, and we thank God for the security that are down here. Some of the Fulani herdsmen that are coming toward that direction, they really repelled them very seriously. But the security agencies that are stationed up here, they are here. This is the road that security agencies. This is the church. Almost getting to 1 hour, they are trying to have access to this church, and security agents are here. We are all hidden here. We just hide, but we saw them. They just gave them back up. That's just the truth. I'm an eyewitness of what happened. So they started the active operation around 3:30 a.m. That is on Tuesday. Honestly, they are falling houses. Some are going there with their machetes, some with gun, shooting people, some with carbats, spraying on the houses. When they shoot, then the fire just goes down. And honestly, they are just watching at them. Nothing had happened, and we've seen them. Around 5 p.m., some of the security came for reinforcement, and we saw them. This reinforcement, they just reinforced how to help and kill more of our people. And nothing has been done about that. Security were here. From here to this place, it's not more than 200 meters. And this is where the soldiers are. This is the where. almost 5 hours operation and they cannot stop them. This is exactly what happened on that day. In our own jurisdiction here in Tahos Ward, sir, we don't have any Fulani man in Sadiq here. They just came from other places. And we heard it from reliable source that these people are coordinating this attack from Mahanga.
Our governor, I want to appreciate God for this opportunity given to me to speak about what happened here and what is happening here. So I can tell you the number of people that are killed in Rim local government, because I do take statistic of what is happening. In Junjol, that is work, we have 5 people killed. This report, I put it in paper on the 30th of June 2025, and after then there are episodes that happen again. In Tanjol, 6 people. In Werankam, 8 people were killed and many houses were burned into ashes. In Torok, 5 people. In El Rim, that is inside Rim, 3 people. Torok is also in Rim. In Gon, before this report, 3 people were killed, and after the report, 5 people were also killed. In Bagay, 1 person. In Bachi, 1 person. What happened yesterday, sir? The number of casualties as of yesterday, there were 27, sir.
Mutanen Riyom, mutanen Bindi, ba abin da zan ce muku yanzu sai dai ce ku yi hankuri. Ku yi hankuri. But let me promise you, Riyom will not come down. Amen. By the grace of God, we will use every means at our disposal to make sure that this genocide comes to an end. Amen. I don't know who will tell me that what happened yesterday is farmers' herders clash. This is an act of terrorism. This is pure genocide. And I can assure you that we'll escalate this matter. Please be patient. I want you to be patient. Like Dr. Jambol said, we will not throw the baby at the bathwater. There are gallant soldiers that have stood in defense of the land, and we thank them. But certainly there are bad eggs, and we are going to take appropriate steps to make sure that these bad eggs are fished out. We cannot continue like this, and people who are not ghosts or spirits attack communities and disappear into thin air. And I remember, Sector Commander, you were the Sector Commander when the corpse of a soldier was found, and you arrested people. Did you arrest people? You arrested people? In Tanjol, you arrested people. Why is this there no arrest? And General Agi, we need to release those young men immediately. If you have any evidence against them, charge them to court, but they must be released immediately. And I'm going to talk to the GOC. Let's not escalate this matter. Let's not provoke people unnecessarily. Let me beg you, those who have lost their loved ones, may God comfort you. All the corpses that have been taken to the mortuary, will set a date to bury them decently. The attacks that have happened, houses that have been burned, we will immediately go back to the drawing board and see how we can assist those people who lost houses to be able to find their feet again. We will not abandon you. We will not abandon you. Let nobody feel that we are not interested in what is happening. I have been on top of this matter of Rio, dishing out intelligence myself, and it's very sad that we got intelligence for this attack and the attack still happened. It's very unfortunate, and that means that we will go back and have a very serious meeting with the security agencies. We need to reappraise our strategy and our tactics. We need to. It will not continue like this by the grace of God. So let me appeal to our elders, appeal to our young people. I want to thank the young people in all these axes for the gallant efforts they have put up in defense of their communities. I want you to know that we appreciate you very deeply and will continue to give you every moral support to ensure that nobody evacuates you from this land. And I want to hear of arrests. I want to hear of arrests. Don't look for scapegoats. I want to hear of arrests. These people cannot be unknown people. The era of unknown gunmen is over. Let's get hold of them. And we must use them to teach an example to those who perpetuate this criminality. Let me remind our security agencies again, you are not a peacekeeping force. You are here to defend lives and property of Nigerians. Anybody that is threatening the life of Nigerians is an enemy of state and must be dealt with adequately. I therefore want to appeal to us again. Let's not take the laws into our hands. We will not turn our back to those who are sincerely fighting to keep us safe, but we'll go after those who are bad eggs and really investigate if there is any compromise along the line and make sure we deal with it appropriately. And let me say this again, sir. Please go with your men. I want a videotape of all the farmlands that have been destroyed. Commander, I want you to make sure we have a video recording. You go with the youth leader, go with the reverend. Let's have a proper recording of the farmlands that have been destroyed. They certainly were not destroyed by rats. We need to get that evidence, and we'll be able to go after the perpetrators. So let me appeal to us to remain calm. Riom is a gateway into Plateau State. And when Riom goes down, we know that other places will be affected. So I can assure you that we're going to reinforce the security arrangement here by the grace of God. So Ubangiji yetebekemu. Nagode.